Before I install the rear glass, I have to remove that old adhesive from the rear glass, which was a pain to get off. That adhesive is tough. If any of you Mustang 2 owners out there have ever messed with this glass, you know what I'm talking about. The rear glass or the front glass, but the rear glass specifically, even messing with the rear glass, the molding around the rear glass, that adhesive is a nightmare because it gets all over anything. Right now, I'm using a razor to remove the excess film and dirt around the glass, and I'm just trying to prep it as best I could so I can have a great install. There's a stain in this glass. I tried to get out the razor blade. There's some caked up dirt in this glass. This ain't the backside. Backside smooth. You can feel it down in there. So I'm gonna try to use some of this high-tech glass cleaner and try to use this. This is a soft brush. This is not a hard brush to damage the glass, and see if I can get something out of it. Quite sure this is stained from years and years of that trim gathering dirt between that trim or that molding. Let me try to use some of this spray real quick and see what happens. All right, I'll clean the backside a little bit more. I'll get the rest of this a little bit off. And as we prep to install this, and as we get closer and closer to completing the Mustang. So we're not ready to install this, although I got this surface to work with, but this is my area. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean this glass and just apply these two suction cups and carry it back until I get the window prepped. I'm gonna add those retainers first. I don't want it sitting right here, so let me do that right now. All right, here's my retainers. I got a problem. I'm missing one here. We'll measure how far it is on this side. So I measure how far it is from here, from this one to here, and how far up is it. So I'll screw one in place. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this book tells you pretty much everything you need to know. It shows you all type of windshields, what to use, what strip specifically for this car, Pinto, Bobcat. It shows all this. This is all the data here for all these cars. This is what this covers, this group. If you look here, it says check all molding retainers and replace any that are loosened or damaged before you even start installing the butyl tape. So that's what we're gonna do first. Although there's room with this Mustang to the retainers on there, I'm gonna still install them first. So with that, if you got a broken one, let me show you. It says if you have a broken one, it tells you somewhere. Let me find it to screw one in place. Right there, there we go. Replace or repair damaged retainers to ensure molding or retention. Replace any missing or damaged weld studs with a screw. So I gotta find a small enough screw that'll allow us to get that these retainers in. I bought a couple bags of these, so we're gonna be good. And they go in like this. You can see the slot before I put it on. If it zooms in, there goes the slot. So it just slides down like so into place. So I'm gonna use on these self-tapping screws. I think I'm missing a couple retainers. I just marked another one there. So I'm using this white pencil to mark. So I'm gonna drill all of my in. I'm gonna drill that right now. So I got this magnetic bit. All right. Hopefully that won't mess with it. I only got it tightened all the way down. Hopefully that won't affect the trim from popping on now. Don't look bad. All right, we're in. Got that one in. I think, oh, this is just, it's 5 down here now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's one missing here. From there and here and maybe here. I'm gonna install another one. They're all aligned up here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top. So I just thought it was 6 down here. Let me see the ones I'm missing. 1, I believe, 2, 3. So that'll be 8 at the bottom down here. But I think this will be fine. So maybe 8 right here. I'm thinking one missing here, here, and here. And that'll make them evenly spaced out. So I don't know, I may install 2 more. I don't think the rim is gonna be loose, but I can't do this once the window's in. It'd be tough to drill something here while the window is in. So I may just add one here along the center of the car. I may add one right here too. Let me just see. All right, guys. I just put one everywhere. I put one around the whole rim. I don't have time for no loose trim, so I just got one all back. I got 8 back here now, so yeah, no time for no loose trim. I don't. quite sure there's a few ways to install this rear glass, or even the butyl tape for that matter. You can probably install the butyl tape along the rim of that hatch or onto the vehicle you're working on, but the book recommends installing it onto the glass and just making sure the surface is clean. And as far as installing the glass itself, if you want a precise install, of course you can do a dry run and mark it probably with some tape or anything. With this particular situation, by me having 2 cars with hatches and to see glass placement, I knew exactly where I wanted to set this glass at. Without any measurements, without any dry runs, I knew exactly how far I wanted that the glass needed to be from the bottom part of the hatch, as far as between the trim or the molding, where the molding goes. I knew exactly where it had to see that, so I kind of nailed it on the first try. You guys will see that, but of course you can do dry runs or install the butyl tape along the rim of that hatch and get a cleaner look. You don't have to worry about it pinching or just kind of running on the sides, and I'll show you how I did it, but perfectly fine how I installed it, but just wanted to note that. So let me show you guys exactly what I was doing while I was rolling this around this glass. I was pinching in here, using my thumb along the edge of this glass as a guide, and I just roll like this so I can lay it down straight as possible. Even making that turn, got a little wide there, but that's perfect. Came in, still tried to roll along the side of this, right at the rim of this glass, like so. As I pinched in, came a little low there, but we should be all good. Now, let's remove this paper and set this glass in place. Use a utility knife to cut it. Man, once it's hit this glass, it's stuck on here. Tape those down. Those are for the defrost, so they won't be in our way as we set this glass in here. So let's do this, guys. I'm by myself, as always. We're installed. It was important for me to make it symmetrical. If you look at the gap here, there, that's perfect. Nicely spaced out there. My advice would be for somebody who is installing this back glass by themselves is to run it along the edge. Even though the back part is fine, and you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. You can see how the glue set here in that channel. The closer I got to the edge, the better it's seated in that channel. And when I came up some, it was running along the edge of that channel and even smashed in some spots, which is fine. We're gonna get a perfect seal throughout here. But run the tape, the butyl tape, along the edge of the rim of the glass. That's important, and it'll seat in that channel perfectly. As long as you have it symmetrical on both sides, it'll seat in that channel, and you have a perfectly installed back glass. Whereas I didn't run it close to the edge on the sides or at the top. But even though I got a great seal, I'll show you guys on the inside what I'm talking about. But look at that. I like that. I like how that bead's just right along there. Look at that bead. So we're gonna have a great seal here. It's seated in the channel up top. I kind of helped it a little bit, and along the sides. What it did on the sides, I think on that side, and I'll show you guys. Here, you guys can see that channel, the edge of that channel caught some of it, and it just kind of it split within that channel, opposed to just seating in that channel, which is fine. Still gonna get a great seal from that. But like I said, if you see the top up here, you can see how that bead is running along. So in here, you guys can see up top how it sits in a channel, kind of sticking out there. This side is it's really good, so made a nice firm seal. It gives a better appearance if it's sitting inside the channel. In the corner here, I tried to push it in up over the lip, even though it was just like the rest of it. I should have just left it alone, but I'll take the handle of the putty knife, the rounded part, and just make that smoothed out. I'll make all that look nice in the corner, but that's why there you can see my fingerprints pushing it up over that lip there in the corner section here. If you look at that, see how I seated. If you look in the back, it's in the channel perfectly. Look at that. Until we get to the middle, see it bulge out a little bit there. So here's a factory installed glass in a hatch, and my goal was to set my glass in exactly how this glass was positioned in this hatch, and I pretty much almost was pinpoint accurate with how this glass is sitting compared to mine. I'll show you guys that right now. I'm kind of pointing at the clips they're using, that they use for this 78 model compared to mine's a 76. But as you can see, as far as the space between the trim, the lower molding, and the glass, you can see I'm pretty much dead smack on. Like I'm right there, even on both sides. You guys can get a better look at how it's sealed. Look at that. Look at that seal. I'm going to install those Ritter frost lines this evening. All right, on to the next.